And welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Cavalier FC versus Defense Force FC, Caribbean Cup, CONCACAF Caribbean Cup 2025, Group B. Cavalier needs to win this one. At the National Stadium, Cavalier has 1 point. If they want any chance to advance to the next round, they got to win. Defense Force very likely will put themselves in the catbird seat to advance as a top 2 team if they win this game. They need to win one of the games against Sabal and Cavalier. They will very likely beat Weymouth Wells, so they need to play and beat one of the big teams to advance. With that being said, a lot of the big teams this year, when it comes to this tournament, are getting their asses kicked. I know. I'm not too surprised. They were on the road in Munich, so, I mean, still world champions, though. Starting 11 for Cavalier. Don't care, still world champions. Could be worse. We could not be world champions and look sloppy. We're world champions for 4 years. I don't give a shit. Worst comes to worst, we're world champions for 4 years. So, I couldn't give a shit, really. With that being said, it was going to be hard in Munich anyway. With that being said, starting 11s for Cavalier and Defense Force. We have Jadine White in goal. The back four, Mackenzie, Lang, Dira, and Allen. The midfield three of Forbes, Watson, Christopher Ainsworth. And the front three, Massacott, Rigters, and McCleary. For Defense Force in goal, we have Baguette. The back four of Garcia, Araujo, Wilson, Gonzalez, Keller. The midfield two of Coriat and Francois, St. Hilaire, Kevin Molino, and Thomas. The midfield three, and Leacock up top. Y'all ain't going to win in 2029 either. With that being said, Group B are one of 2 matches, the CONCACAF variety that we do this week. Mocha lost to Central last night, by the way. Goat scored yesterday. Messi. Central FC is played 3 of their 4 matches, I should say, and they have 4 points. Second place. Mocha have 0 points through 2, 0 points. Robin Hood has 1 point through 2. O&M, who plays tomorrow against Robin Hood, have 3 points. Robin Hood really needs to beat O&M. And Mount Pleasant so far have played 2 games and have the bye week this week. 6 points. Looking at Group B, Sabal has the bye week this week. Weymouth Wales plays Juventus de Cais tomorrow as well, which we're not going live for that one. We're doing the early game. Defense Force played 1 game. This will be their second of 4. If they win, this is a big win for them. Cavalier needs to win this match to have any chance to advance to the next round. Mocha ain't doing well. Robin Hood ain't doing well. Cavalier ain't doing well. Sabao is. Mount Pleasant, they did make the semifinals the first season of this tournament. They're doing okay. Well, they're doing well. They're top of the group. But we will see how this goes. Be our first of 2 matches CONCACAF-wise this week. Of course, we had the Can Champ yesterday, and Forge got their shit rocked. And tomorrow, Vancouver and Ottawa play. Vancouver FC and Ottawa play, but we'll see the result on that once that's over. Or either way. Defense Force wearing their black jerseys. Cavalier wearing their white, black, and navy blue for Defense Force. On the road, Defense Force needs a win against one of the big 2 teams, being Cavalier and Sabao, to have any chance of advancing, really. Of course it is. That'd be stupid not to say that, really. I think everybody agrees. Especially when it comes to how my numbers could go. Like viewers-wise, yeah, probably definitely will be my best tournament next year. Should be at least. Big up Trinidad versus Jamaican Club. Yes. Yes. See how Defense Force does versus Cavalier. Maybe they'll get some revenge for the Soca Warriors Defense Force. They're playing in the same stadium that they played each other in, what, about a week ago? Quality-wise, yes. Like, honestly, I had more enjoyment watching the Club World Cup than I have some recent UCLs. So, honestly, I agree with you, really. Like, entertainment-wise, the Club World Cup was better. Predictions for which Caribbean countries make it to the CONCACAF Champions Cup. I'm going to go Trinidad. Starting 11 before we do that. White, Forbes, Lang, Dira, Ainsworth, Allen, Watson, McCleary, McKenzie, Massacott, and Rigters for Cavalier. For me, I'm going to go with right now, after 2 match weeks and in the midst of a third, I'm going to go Trinidad with Defense Force. I'm going to go Dominican Republic for Cibao, and I'm going to go Jamaica for Mount Pleasant. I think Central will make the top 2 of each group. As of now, I think Central will lose the 3rd place. Well, either way, De Silva from Curacao is the referee. Either way, there will be a Trinidadian club if Defense Force finishes 2nd inside of a group, and Central does as well. Worst comes to worst, they play each other in the 3rd place game, and one of them has to win. So, yeah, Dominican Republic, Trinidad, and Jamaica, but not exactly, well, one of Central or Defense Force will make the Champions Cup next year. I think Mount Pleasant will, and I think Cibao will so far. Robin Hood does not look good enough. Cavalier doesn't look good enough. Mocha doesn't look good right now. I'm going to go with those 3. Defense Force start 11, Baguette, Araujo, Wilson, Francois, Gonzalez, Garcia, Keller, Molino, Coriat, Thomas, Leacock, and St. Hilaire for Defense Force. But I think Cibao, as of now, would win this tournament. I think Defense Force probably plays them in the final, and Mount Pleasant wins the 3rd place, or somewhere around there. I like how Defense Force is playing, but again, you'll get my 4 predictions on the knockouts when we get there. So in about a month. What, 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. Am I doing it right before or like during the international break? I agree. They can't. I agree. They can't. And it's sad, but you know. We're about to get going with Defense Force and Cavalier. Cavalier needs to win this match. Who's winning the whole thing? If you're talking about the Caribbean Cup, I'm going Cibao. Right now, it's Cibao. Of course, they have a bye week this week. I ain't covering them, so yeah, they have a bye week this week. But they've been absolutely dominant the first 2 matches of 4, so I don't see how that changes. If Cavalier couldn't beat them, I think Defense Force 2nd home game is against Weymouth, Wales, right? So I think they are away to Cibao, which doesn't really help. So we'll see what happens there. Now, if we're talking about the CONCACAF Champions Cup, I mean, we don't even have a full group yet. I need to see how the off-season moves go for the Mexican and MLS teams before I say anything. Playing forward before I say anything there. So you'll get that in February. Maybe I'll start hinting at it about around January. "41 seconds in. Also, there is, if I am correct, there is a U.S. Open Cup semifinal today. That's why I had Fought Mob Open. I thought there was a Canadian Championship semifinal on today as well, but that's tomorrow. Where are we? Yes, 7:30 p.m. So we'll see what happens there. Playing forward, Cavalier will get that one clear. They just were. It just wasn't their day. Just wasn't their day. I could care less. We're the world champions. 4 years. I could care less. Really, I could care less. We're the world champions. There we go. And there's a goal. Defense Force. 1-0. 2 minutes in. Thomas. Already. Oh, my God. 0-1. Kaheem Thomas. Wow. Already. 2 minutes in. Less than 2 minutes in, but now it is 2 minutes in. Ball crossed into the box, and Kaheem Thomas is there, and Jadine White couldn't keep the ball out. Garcia with a cross, and Thomas, it does cross the line. Oh, what a horrible play by White. His touch ends up putting it past the line. Kept rolling. Wow. It just ain't going Cavaliers' way. No. It ain't going Cavaliers' way. No. They can't buy a win. Kaheem Thomas. They can't buy a win. Two minutes in, 0-1. Cavalier needs to win this game for any chance of advancement. And right now, the football gods do not want them to win. Wow. Wow. I don't know if I should. I mean, Kaheem Thomas was in the right place at the right time. This is true. But, I mean, that should have been saved. Isaiah Garcia with an assist. That should have been a save. That sucks. I don't know if you can complain about that, really, if you're Cavalier. That just means the football gods don't want you to win. Because he got his hands to it, and physics was like, fuck you. Pardon my French, that's the only way I could really say it. Yeah, physics basically told him, go fuck yourself. Ball rolls in. That sucks. That's just sad. I don't even know to call that a hat flick or that's just sad. I don't know what to call that. Like, I don't know whether to blame the goalie. I don't know. I don't know. That was a good play by Defense Force, but that felt more like divine intervention. Like anti-Cavalier divine intervention. Man, I feel sorry for him. Foul should have been a yellow. 5 minutes in. Corner for Defense Force. Five minutes in. Mourinho to Benfica. I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see it. Betrayed Porto. I just want to see Jose Mourinho. But guess what he gets to do with Benfica? Come back to Chelsea. Get to coach at Stamford Bridge. Maybe one last time. I think Chelsea will cheer him no matter what, which that's all that matters to me. Jose Mourinho. Well, I mean, Shaquille Stein and Rigters and Ainsworth are still there. And White and the other goalie. Both their goalies. It's not completely gone, but it's mostly gone. But even then, I feel like that's a little bit more just divine intervention. I don't know. 7 minutes in. Playing forward, Cavalier. How's Gusto still playing for Chelsea? He has his moments, though. He's not too bad. Centurions, Man City. King gone. Vino Barclay gone. Alvry gone. Some guy went to USL Championship. Ryan, key players gone. Oh, Barclay is gone. That must have just happened. Could have sworn. Didn't he play their last game? He must have just left at the end of the window before the international break. I could have sworn. Header. It must have just happened because he was still on their roster on Google. I feel like he just played their last CONCACAF game, so, well. Yeah, no, it is getting worse. I agree. I need Columbus and LAFC to win tonight. I bet today for a $5 parlay. Well, I mean, if you lose, you're only losing $5. If you win, you get more, so you profit. So, I mean, it's really not a lose-lose at all. 8 minutes in. I'm not saying you're wrong. Most of them are, though, yes. But again, Shaquille Stein and Ainsworth are still there, and Rigters. So it's not completely, but mostly. But either way, yes, it's pretty much a new team, yes. But football's not a one-man or even a three-man sport, so we found that out the hard way. So again, you're not. So in the end, you're right. Technically correct is the best kind of correct. I can see why they're gone, though. No, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I agree. Yes, for the players and the clubs. The clubs get a good amount of money just for being in the tournament, not like World Cup money, but, you know, especially for the Central American and Caribbean clubs, that's a lot of money that they barely ever see. For the players, if your team plays well or you play well for that minnow, you can end up in MLS or the USL Championship. Yes, I know. For both sides. If you play well on that minnow, like most of those Cavalier players did against Miami, which overall they played well. Like, it should have been worse. The aggregate should have been worse. Like, that Miami Cavalier game in Miami was very good for Cavalier. I know they lost, but they really shouldn't have, though. Miami took advantage of a couple of complete breakdowns, or I can't even say complete, but most of those Cavalier players moved on because of that game. I agree, which again, that is a financial benefit because they're getting paid more than they probably ever would have anywhere else, or if they stayed. So there you go. For the club itself, it gains their prestige, as well as maybe if you can handle the churn, which Cavalier is not, you can make it back to CONCACAF and get more money. And very likely, if you're in the Champions Cup, you probably made the next Regional Cup, which gives you a chance to make the Champs Cup again if you handle the churn. But yeah. So, I mean, I understand why Cavalier is not doing as well because of that Miami game back in March. 11 minutes in. Baguette is down, hurt, 1-0 for Defense Force. They've been the better team so far. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I don't get about the Invincibles. I don't. Technically, you're not invincible. You're only invincible in the Prem. You lost every cup. You lost in every cup to get eliminated. You are not invincible. Invincible is a team who never lost. I guess technically if you lost on penalties in every cup, you technically are still invincible, but invincible means you didn't lose. Undefeated means you didn't lose or draw. Actually, well, what would you rather call it? Let's say there's a football club that goes completely undefeated. All wins, no draws, no losses. Do you call them invincible or do you call them undefeated? Or does invincible become the team who never lost, never draw, and then undefeated is what Arsenal becomes? I don't know. What do you think? Asking for just a future reference. Asking for future reference. Just saying that. I'm asking for future reference. With that being said, 13 minutes in, 0-1. Because they know how to finish. That's why. Liverpool knows how to score. Like Leverkusen, who made the final of the Pokal and went to the Europa League final. And they would have been invincible if they didn't lose to Atalanta. See, that's what I'm talking about. They almost pulled it off. I just Google it. You got $100K US for winning Caribbean Cup, around $80K from TV rights for playing in Champs Cup. The deeper you go, the more money you get, which for a Caribbean club and even some Central American clubs, that's a lot. That's a lot for a club. Here's a chance. Defense Force. Oh, that almost could have been 2. That's 180K base is a lot. And then you got to look, 100K for winning. So if you're a team who has a bye, it's basically 180K. Okay, got it. But that's a lot. And the teams who finish second and third still get an okay bit for finishing that level, and then the 80K for TV rights. So anywhere from 100K to 180K just for being there. That's a lot. Whether you're a regular CONCACAF club or just made it like a Robin Hood or something like that. I mean, it's too new. So, or Mount Pleasant? No, they didn't. It was Mocha. Playing forward, that's out. So, goal kick for Cavalier. So, yeah, I mean, that's a lot. And I'm sure it's a little bit better for the Central American Cup and so on and so forth. So, I agree. 100K US is 700K Trinidad dollars. Damn. The exchange rate must suck. But that must be, if it transfers to that, I guess for a Trinidadian club, that's really good. I guess. Shit, the exchange rate must be freaking. That's what I said for CONCACAF, raise the bar for Caribbean football, unlike the CFU. I agree. 16 minutes in. Bet. Bet. I said future reference. Bet. Bet. "17 minutes in. Header. Depends on the buying power, really. But throw in. Defense force still leading, and honestly, they're the better team so far. I got to see who they're playing. We don't even know who they're playing yet. How am I supposed to say they're going to win if we don't even know who they're playing yet? I mean, home field advantage is on their side because it's at Azteca. Fair enough. But again, is it a team where home field advantage could help Mexico win? Or at least get a result? Or is it a team where it's still going to be tough? We don't know that yet. We won't know till December. So I can't answer that right now. Either way. It means, yeah, either way. Well, I wasn't exactly talking about a European team. I wasn't exactly talking about a European team for future reference, but do you? I wasn't exactly talking about a European team for future reference, but okay. I mean, a team having Canadian Championship, MLS, and CONCACAF, and then whatever else is added on after winning CONCACAF, that's still tough. Oh, and the MLS Cup playoffs. That's still pretty tough. Probably ain't the same. But invincible's invincible, right? No matter where you are in the world, invincible's invincible, right? Right? I think. Either way, picked up by Baguette, that'll be a goal kick for Defense Force. 19th minute. They are the better team so far. Fair enough, but it's going to be definitely hard in UEFA to be a fully invincible team. I agree. Bayer Leverkusen probably was the last shot. Probably the last true shot it would ever happen. Again, what? You don't think Portugal can? You don't think Italy probably can't. Fair. You don't think Portugal can? You don't think France can? You don't think Argentina can? You don't? I think there are teams that either could brute force a win because of their quality or at least be able to handle it. But either way. Maybe it's like the Club World Cup. I don't know. Maybe there are teams that complain about the altitude and the heat. Maybe. I don't know. You're like, that's what we lost. Tough shit. Tough shit. I mean, if you're so sure that their home field advantage would be that good, and honestly, the USA, if they're playing games in the USA, they still have home field advantage. If you think their home field advantage is that good, sure. It wouldn't totally shock me. And honestly, Mexico and Canada are probably the two teams that are most ready for the World Cup out of CONCACAF. Mexico, they had some really good results this past window. Oh, wait. Well, the Japan result was good. Cavalier shot goal! 1-1! 1-1 against the run of play! Cavalier ties it up. They might still have a chance here. 1-on-1, and there's your goal. The goalie had no chance. Massacott scores the goal. 1-1. Even strength? Probably none of them. Home field advantage? Maybe a couple, but probably the lower top 10. Daryl Massacott scores the goal, and we're tied. #21 minute. 1-1. I'd say Defense Force have been the better team, but there's the moment the Cavalier needed. They need to win this game, though, to have any chance to advance to the next round. Belgium, fair enough. Belgium. Yeah, they'll choke again. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Belgium would lose to Mexico, especially in Mexico. Or in America, for that matter. Yeah, they would. Fair. What about Brazil? You said European team. You didn't say top 10. You said, well, European top 10. Brazilian's not European, but, you know, I could see Mexico beating Brazil, yes. Right now, yes, I could see Mexico beating Brazil if you really want my answer. But you said European top 10 team. Belgium? Oh, which team's in the top 10? Well, you changed your question like right in the middle of it. Yeah, Brazil, they would. I think right now they would beat Brazil. Yeah. Belgium? Yes, they would beat Belgium. Belgium and Brazil, I'm sure of. Fair enough. Let's see. FIFA World Rankings. Other than that, I have zero damn idea. And player down hurt for Cavalier. Italy hadn't done anything since 2006 during a World Cup. I don't want to talk bad about Italy yet. There we go. Throw in for, there's 12 groups of top 9. USA, Mexico, Canada be pot 1. Yes. So, when's the next FIFA World Rankings come out? I just want to see where Canada is. They should be out by now, right? There we go. 26 minute. But yeah, that's what it should be. Latest man's world ranking should have been today. What the hell? It's not out yet. It's the freaking 17th. It's the damn 18th in Europe. Why is it not out yet? Croatia versus Mexico. They say on FIFA's website, next update 17 September 2025 today. Saved by Baguette. So if you were right, it would have just said November 2025. Besides, the last time there was qualifiers when Canada was doing their run, they had monthly update. So why would they change that now? I don't think it'll change much. I think it stays the same. Could Mexico beat Germany? No. No. I don't think so. Croatia, I still think Croatia is too tough. Netherlands, I could see Netherlands sucking in Mexico. I could see that. But again, these are pot one teams. So, well, right now, Croatia wouldn't be a pot one team with the top three hosts. But I could see Mexico beating the Netherlands and Belgium. Germany, I don't think so. Croatia, I think they're better than their ranking. Brazil, they could beat. England, no. France, no. Spain, no. Argentina, no. No. I just want to see where Canada went. Playing forward, that's wide, 28th minute. NYCFC 1-1 crew. That was last month. The new ones aren't out yet. Which it should have been. Playing forward. There it is. Foot ranking. I think there it is. Yep, that's the one we normally use. All right. Canada would have dropped to 30 if you go by the live rankings. I don't know how that's possible. Playing forward. You know, it's been about 12 years since the Trinidad team played in Champs Cup, known as CONCACAF Champions League, formerly. I want to see Son or Messi in Trinidad, bro. I think you're going to get it. Well, at least the chance. I think you're going to get the chance next year. The question is will they be drawn that way? Yellow card, 30th minute. I think you'll get a chance, though. Hannes Wolff scored a goal. All right. Because they've been good recently. I call FIFA rankings bullshit. I just want to see where Canada is. I just like seeing where Canada grows to. And I still think they're better in that ranking. But Pot 2 will most likely be Croatia, Morocco, Uruguay, Colombia, Switzerland, Japan, Senegal, Denmark, Korea, Australia, Ecuador, Iran, and Sweden. So Panama's Pot 3? Ugh. That was last month's or the last window's rankings. FIFA has not updated them yet. They should have been updated today. They have not been. So yes, they were ranked 28. The live ranking site that should have the right ranking had them dropped to 30th. But how does that work is my question. They should be 28 or higher, Canada-wise. Playing forward, defense force, a draw so far. I have no idea. Frankly, I hope he goes to a team that's a good team for his sake. I don't want to see Sean. Messi was in Jamaica. I got to get him in Trinidad or Son. Again, I think you'll have a chance. Playing forward. We'll see what the draw brings in December. Speaking of draws. The Blue Jays are playing. 2 out, 2 on, 1-1 against Tampa. All right. We'll pay attention to that later. 32nd minute. Defense force will get hella money for being in Champions Cup. Exactly. We already went over that. The way the math works, I don't know if they're top 20, in my opinion. Hell, top 10, top 15. I don't. Well, I don't think they should have been staying there. Now I think they're closer. Corner for Cavalier. But now, okay, fair enough, they're about top 15. But Canada's also top 15, in my opinion. They both are. Again, I think FIFA rankings are bullshit. I just like, header punched away. Oh, no. Shot. Not the best clearance. Cavalier. Here's Canada's groups. Canada, Korea, Algeria, Uzbekistan. That's easy. If that's the group we get, that's easy. Honestly, yeah, I totally think Canada could easily get 6 or 7 points at the very minimum out of that. Minimum. Hell, 9 points. Canada should honestly win that group. South Korea will be a test, but Algeria, Canada's better than right now. Uzbekistan, they're definitely better than them. Korea, I still think Canada on the merits, especially on North American soil, especially if they're at home, they should win that as well. So, you know what? That's cool. I don't think that's embarrassing. I think that's cool. I would hope so. I think that's cool. Daniel, I don't think there's anything embarrassing there. So do that what you will. Really, you think Uzbekistan's better than Canada? Really? Really? You really, maybe Algeria's closer than I like to admit. Maybe. I still think we beat them. South Korea, that's a wash. That's 50-50, but I said that anyway. But I said Wales was a 50-50 match. They went to Wales and beat Wales. So, defense force for the corner. Cross in. My thoughts on America losing to Chivas, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Also, 18 minutes of stoppage time and you still lost to Chivas. Ha! How hilarious. "35th minute. I think it's hilarious. 18 minutes of stoppage time. They still lost to Chivas. They couldn't beat them. It's hilarious. Cross in. That's out. Mexico, Denmark, Cabo Verde, and Jordan. It's crazy. Here's the thing that's totally crazy, right? You think Uzbekistan being in the World Cup is nuts. All I know the Cape Verde for is Cape Verde hurricane season. And their national team's about to make the World Cup, which is awesome. If you know anything about hurricanes, the main development region, Cape Verde, the waves coming off of Africa around the Cape Verde, Cabo Verde Islands, out of the main development region, Cape Verde hurricane season. Yeah. Main development region season. Yeah. That's all I know about it from. What do you know? Playing forward is Defense Force. Cross in. Oh, here's a shot. Defense Force over the bar. Their national team very likely is going to make the World Cup. I never thought I'd say those words. Football, in a football terminology, a football parlance, I never thought I was going to say the words Cape Verde, Cabo Verde. Nothing. I thought it was just a hurricane thing. I know it's a real place, but I never thought that now when it comes to football, it's crazy. I love it. It's cool. It's something. It's just something. That's all. It's respectable. I mean, I respect it. Going to the World Cup, yeah, they could still screw it up, but they should make it. All they have to do is win one game, right? Next month. I hope so. It's something. It's cool. 1-1 draw so far between these two teams. Defense Force, I still feel like's been the better team, but with that being said, second half, 38th minute. Thirty-ninth minute. Thoughts on Chelsea versus Bayern? I really could give a shit less. The Chelsea's the world champions for 4 years. I really don't care. It wasn't Chelsea's night. Bayern were at home. That penalty was bullshit. It wasn't a good night. I really don't care. Chelsea are the world champions. Australia, USA, we got Australia, Paraguay, and Gabon. Honestly, that's probably the hardest of the three. If that's what happens, that would be the hardest of the three. Honestly, the USA would get the short straw, and they're the ones who don't need the short straw. Mexico and Canada, I believe they could survive a short straw group. USA can't. I don't think the USA could survive a short straw group. I really don't. They can't survive a short straw group. Canada and Mexico could. From what I've seen recently, I think they could. The USA can't. The USA, they're screwed. They get that group. I still think the UAE might beat the USA in their current state, though. But if you wanted to be fair, I guess, yeah. New Zealand and CONCACAF will get grouped. Playing forward, that's wide, 40th minute. Again, that's speculation, but if your groups come to pass, the USA got the group that would be the hardest, even with the UAE. Canada could survive that group. I really believe that and advance. Mexico could as well. The USA couldn't. Not currently. Far as I know, again, I haven't totally made out the schedule next week. Possibly yes, possibly no. I can't say yes or no currently. Possibly yes, possibly no. There's still a 50-50 shot, depending on the timing of the game. Let's check. I'll give you an answer right now. Matches. Let's go to CONCACAF Central American Cup. Go into matches. All right, quarterfinals. Group stage. Cibao versus Juventus de Cais is next week, September 23rd, 7 p.m. All right. Oh, there's only one game on September 23rd. I guess I am then. Well, it turns out I guess I am then. So, yes. Unless I'm confused, I think September 23rd is a day where I could do these games. So, yeah, 7 p.m. is Juventus de Cais versus Cibao. 9 o'clock will be Alajuelense Motagua. So, yes. Yes, I will be. Because there's only one quarterfinal game on the 23rd. So, there you go. So, yes, I will. So, there's your answer. Bet. One each. Playing forward. Oh, he spun and did nothing. It's a Tuesday, so I think, yeah, no problem. I don't think there's any problem there. Shelahu, Sporting San Miguelito. Oh, they're both at 9. What the hell are they doing? 24th, which is Group A. If there is nothing on the 24th, I guess O&M Mocha, and then Real España versus Plaza Amador. We'll do that one. 25th, that's a 9 p.m. Just Cartagena's Olympia. Wait, hold on. Oh, Defense Force. I guess we have to do Defense Force versus Weymouth Wales on the 25th. And then Olympia Cartagena's. 1-1. Esta noche, Cavalier, empate, Defense Force. Primer tiempo. Próximo miro tiempo. Esta noche. Molino, we ain't really done anything yet. No. So basically, as far as I could tell, each day next week is one. The early game is a Caribbean game. The late game is Central American. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as far as I could tell. 44th minute. Monday is the prediction video for the Central American Cup knockout stage. Molino, let's see what his stats are saying. 2 shots, 0 shots on target, 34 touches, 25 passes, 92% pass accuracy, 1 tackle, 1 foul, 1. So, solid game. Nothing really stands out, but a solid game from him, which that's what you'd expect. Nothing really wowing me, but I've seen enough Molino games where that's not a mean thing to say. That's just he works hard. If he doesn't pop off the score sheet, he still does things to help the team. And really all he's done is help the team. So it's not like he screwed up either. Rarely screws up. So, like, Kevin Molino at worst will help the team. Even if he doesn't pop off the score sheet, he's going to help the team. He very rarely screws up. Rarely. And then he does pop off the score sheet when he needs to. So there you go. I'd say they've been the better team all night. It's a wonder that Cavaliers tying this game. 2 minutes of stoppage time. I'm going to say 70%. I think Defense Force will find a winning goal. The thing that sucks is they're on the road. Cavalier has to win this game. If they don't, they're cooked. As of now, through the group stage, without the playoff, Jamaica, Suriname, and I don't think Suriname's going to hold on. I'm going to be real. But Jamaica will hold on, I think in the end, Panama will end up first in that group. I would love to see Suriname hold on, but I think they'll do enough to at least make a playoff spot. And Honduras. Playoff teams, Suriname, and at this point, Curacao. I want Trinidad to get that playoff spot. Or the Caribbean Cup. I still think Sabao wins. I think Defense Force will make the Final Four. I still think Sabao wins. So I'd say about 25%. You make the final 40, 60, 40. I wouldn't be shocked if they totally upset. Oh, how do you screw that up? I'd say 40% chance. Because I think there'll be a Final Four team, and honestly, I think they can make the final. The question is, if they play Sabao, it's definitely probably on the lower end of 40%. If they're playing somebody else, probably 50-50. But you play Sabao, I don't like the numbers there. Oh, Messi's nearing a multi-year extension with Miami. Halftime, it's 1-1. 1-1 at the half between both these teams. I think Defense Force have been the better team so far tonight, for sure. They should win this game, but the question is will they? Why does the stats thing never work for the Caribbean Cup? All right. So I just got to go off the seat of my ass. All right. Okay. Because with a review, I got to go off the seat of my ass. Okay. Yeah, I said they're the favorites. Did you learn percentages in school? I mean, I'm not good at math, but I was good at the probability unit when I was in school. The probability unit was the thing that saved my ass every year, especially the second semester. The probability unit always saved my ass, at least in high school. With that being said, I always got that. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, or just talk about how the half went. Sit tight, be back. 1-1. Halftime. We're back for the halftime discussion, I guess. Call it that. A 1-1 draw at the half between Cavalier and Defense Force. In my opinion, I think Defense Force have been the better team throughout this game. I think they've been the stronger side. I think they've been the team who has most of the opportunity. If you look at the heat map, Defense Force has much more of the ball than Cavalier. Yeah, you barely see any red at all. With that being said, I think Defense Force has been the more solid team, the harder working team, the team who probably deserves to be winning. Cavalier's goal came against the run of play, and I think that even they were shocked they scored that goal. In my opinion, when it comes down to it, I think Defense Force is the way better team. And overall, we'll see how the second half goes, but right now, Defense Force should win. We'll see, but again, Wasim Abu Ali karate kick of his own to the upper 90 at Yankee Stadium. Well, there you go. I think that's a Columbus win, right? Still 0-0 between Minnesota United and Austin FC. Right now, that should be up. Columbus is winning with 2/3 of the game over with. 2-1, Columbus Crew. Wasim Abu Ali scores. Damn, Boyko's the referee. That's hell. Oh, good. Okay. I'm watching on Fox Soccer Plus. So when it comes to in the Caribbean, they have it on ESPN. So if you're in the Caribbean, ESPN, Disney Plus, or use a VPN to put it on CONCACAF's YouTube channel. Or if you're in England, CONCACAF's YouTube channel. Depending on where. So there you go. Second half will be starting very soon. Defense Force is drawing. They should be winning. Let's see if they can get the win. See if they could get the win. I feel like they deserve to win, but sometimes that doesn't really end up happening. Where they end up losing or drawing, or winning. But if they don't win, so how the second half goes. Waiting for the second half to start. Should start very soon. If Jamaica qualifies, they enter pot 4. Do you think they're a sleeper? See, even if they get through this group, I need to see more. When it comes to the way Jamaica plays, I need to see more. I need to see if they've actually figured it out. When they play a friendly in March, in June, I'm going to see they're going to have to play somebody good when it comes to friendlies. And if they qualify, June and March would be their friendlies. I got to see if they score in those games. I got to see if they figured it out completely offensively. They have enough to get out of the group against the teams they got. Question is, have they actually figured it out offensively? They have good players. They should be doing more. They started to figure it out. The question is, will that continue? Especially after the group phase here. So they can be to cause an upset, to get out of the group. Depends on who they get. Depends if they've actually figured things out. With that being said, I still don't trust Steve McLaren as far as I can throw him. I don't. Second half, here we go. Let's see. Houston versus Texas at the tie game. Okay. Second half, here we go. Can Defense Force get the win? We will review this game once it's over, by the way, as is normal. Here we go. Also, I'll be keeping an eye on the Blue Jays score for the rest of that game as well. So if I bring anything up, so be it. And we are off. Cavalier to kick off the second half. We begin. 45 more minutes left in this game. Cavalier has to win it. Whether it's more of a they have to. Not mathematically, but practically they have to. Practically. Playing forward, cleared away by Defense Force. No subs so far. Playing forward. Here comes Defense Force. Can they get this one slightly against the run of play? Looks like Cavalier's trying to chase it this second half so far. It's pretty early, but Defense Force are set up well to maybe get some out of this, but no, it'll get cleared. Not really. Or is it? Free kick for Cavalier. Blue Jays got a hit? Or no, that was outs. Fly out. 47th minute. Over the top. Cavalier trying to chase this one. Yeah, that's a foul. Free kick. Defense force left that one way too open. Playing forward. Picked up. Header. And that's a foul. Free kick for Cavalier. Hopefully that's not a head injury. 49th minute. Molino made it okay. Pass forward's too slow. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Free kick, here we go. Free kick for Cavalier. Pretty much a corner, all things considered. Cross in or not, just a shot over the bar. Huh. Playing forward, defense force. Playing forward, that'll be cleared. Picked up by the goalie, that'll be a goal kick. Defense force, here's a chance, offside. Or not. 50th minute, 1-1. Yeah, that's off. Yeah, he was off. Good idea, but offside. Wide. Still alive for Cavalier. They played to the top of the box, or past the top of the box. Still in the final third. Shot wide. Almost. That's like a hockey shot. That's like a slap shot from the freaking point. Tried to have it screened past a couple of his offensive players and defenders trying to beat the goalie. Somewhat of a good idea. Playing forward. First minute. Header. Caught. I don't know why he let that. Just, no. He should have caught that instantly. That was almost a bad decision. Playing forward. Hannes Wolff scores again. Looks angry at someone. He kicked the ball hard. Upper 90. Well, there you go. 2-2. What the hell's going on with Columbus right now? Playing forward. They have no freaking excuse to be running out of gas this year. Not like last year. What the hell's going on? 52nd minute. You hate to see it. '53rd minute. Striked out. Good. Playing forward. Playing forward. Oh. Damn. Kevin Gossman is shoving. If you're looking at the Blue Jays game, Kevin Gossman is shoving. Once again, you love to see it. Oh, he's at 94 pitches, though. Well, he might only get one more inning. Playing forward. Here comes defense force. Shot. Really? Are they going to pull him with one batter left to go in the 6th? Freaking idiots. 54th minute. And that's a ground out. 6 strong from Gosman. Corner for defense force. Blue Jays got to get the win. Cross in. Punched away. Okay. All right. Playing forward. Molino plays it through. Okay. That's almost. Maybe Molino should have taken that one himself. He should have taken that one himself. I don't know, man. I gotta say, I gotta be real. I don't know if these players are as good as Kevin Molino. Like, defense force does look good, but these guys ain't on the level of Kevin Molino. Even old Kevin Molino. I don't know if Kevin Molino should have dropped to a Trinidadian team. Let's be real. He could probably still get a job done in MLS. These players, they just ain't as quality as Kevin Molino. Kevin Molino still got it. That's what I could really tell from this team. He's had a good game. I feel like the other forwards kind of screwed it up for him. Because, like, he'll have a moment of magic if he needs to. I'm not saying he won't, but maybe when it dawns on him that he probably just has to do it himself, he will. Probably around the 70th minute or so. He's trying to give them a chance. Unless they sub him off, then we'll see what the hell happens there. Three subs incoming. Sadu, Felix, and Oliverde. Or Oliveira. Koryatov for Sadu. Kaheem Thomas is off for Darius Oliveira. And Joshua Araujo Wilson off for Jelani Felix. Well, playing forward. So Molino's still on is the good news. What the hell was that clearance? Not good enough. Playing forward. Oliveira. Cross. Here comes Cavalier, or defense force, I should say. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Horrible cross. Horrible cross. '59th minute, 1-1. Playing forward. Here comes defense force. Here's a chance. Horrible pass. Horrible pass. Playing forward. That's wide. Oh! Whose foul is that? That seems bad on both ends, but I think that's a free kick. Somebody's getting a card. It's a free kick for somebody. Oliveira got bodied. I mean, what was he supposed to do but run through him? That should be a free kick for defense force. Should be. In my opinion. Yep, it is. Free kick for Cavalier, or yellow card for Cavalier, free kick for defense force. Oliveira, I mean, what was he supposed to do? But just, like, what was he supposed to do? He got freaking basically like basketball. Somebody's going to take the charge. The guy who basically set up the charge probably should take the foul, but whatever. Kind of pushed on him as well. Kevin Molino to take the corner, or free kick, which is basically a short corner. I mean, it's not like he just ran into him. He kind of pushed into him as well. So, Dira gets the yellow card. Rightfully so. Molino, top of the box, and that's a scuff shot. And here comes Cavalier against the run of play. 3-on-2. Now becoming a 3-on-3. They better hope they don't, and they did screw it up. There was their chance. 62nd minute, that was their chance, and they totally screwed it up. Goal kick for Baguette. That was the moment for Cavalier to take the lead. That was the moment, and they couldn't do it. 63rd minute. Substitution for Cavalier. Two. One. Two subs for Cavalier seems to be soon. 64th minute. Molino. Bertrand about to come on for defense force for number 12. That being Bertrand on for Leacock. Shaquille Bertrand on for Leacock. Two subs for Cavalier. McKenzie off for Adrian Reed. And Shaquille Stein is on for Dira. Okay. Here comes defense force. Shot side netting. That was close. '65th minute. '66th minute. Goal kick for Baguette. Picked up, that'll be a goal kick. One goal more, defense force. Come on. They should get it. See, the thing is I believe they should get it. The way they've been playing, but they're leaving too much meat on that bone. It's like eating a T-bone steak. They're leaving too much meat on that bone. Try to find, you eat most of the steak, you can't eat the bone. Austin goal between Minnesota United and Austin. Yep. They just scored. Osman Bukhari just scored. Come on, Minnesota, says Soccer Guy. I don't know. Looks like we're going to get an Austin FC, Nashville SC final, Open Cup-wise. I did not expect that coming into this season. It's a 2-out. Playing forward. Blue Jays need to score. There'll be 7 outs. Well, by the time they get their 3rd out, they score, they'd be 6 outs away from winning this game and having a 7-game winning streak. Being what? Their magic number being 1 to make the playoffs? If Houston beats the Rangers, I think, and the Blue Jays win, I think they're in the playoffs today. That's the playoff clincher. As of now, Houston's winning. The Blue Jays are tied. There's a double for the Rays. Damn it. 69th minute. I think if the Blue Jays and Astros both win today, that's the Blue Jays clinch the playoffs. Worst comes to worst, the Blue Jays are only 1 away from making the playoffs, and if they win today, and I think there's reports saying Dwight York should be sacked as Trinidad head coach. What say you? I kind of feel like that might be the play. But at this point, there's so little room for error, and now you're in a position where it's kind of tough just to make the playoff. So maybe that is a sackable offense. But Dwight York kind of seems to me one of those players like a Thierry Henry that probably shouldn't be coaching because they were a very talented player, and those Trinidadian players are not Dwight York. Caught, cleared away by defense force. So, yeah, probably. And the Rays just scored. Simpson got a hit, and that's an RBI single. 2-1 Tampa. Damn it. At least it's only a 1-run deficit, but the Blue Jays have only mustered a run. So. th minute, 1-1. th minute. So, yeah. I would say, yeah. Whether he should, Chivas Tigres is delayed. Damn. Huh. 1-1. Playing forward. Cavalier has a chance. Shot! Blocked. That'll go wide. Wolff with a hat trick. I think Shaka could coach. Playing forward. Shaka Hislop, maybe. Goddard about to come on for Defense Force. Maybe a local coach from the league if Defense Force does well. You're looking more to the future than this window. Or maybe a Shaka for interim and then see how things go. Shaka seems to me like if he coached, he'd be a good coach. So, at least as an interim. 3-2 NYCFC win at the death. Blue Jays got to get a run in 6 outs to at least send us to extras. 74th minute. I know he wasn't. I'm just saying he could be. If he wanted to be, especially interim-wise. Playing forward. (3-2) NYCFC versus Columbus Crew. Man, Columbus, something's wrong with them. (75th minute). (75th minute). I don't exactly blame Dwight York for the problems up there. But again, those players love him, let him stay. But they got to perform better. I think the players, if I'm being really honest, I think it's more of the players than him. Whether it's that he's shocked that they don't perform as well as he ever did. There's probably part of that, but I do believe these players are kind of underperforming right now, and I think that's the main problem. But who goes first? Where they deserve to or not? Manager. I think he should. In my opinion, I think he should get the rest of the World Cup qualifiers. Then you go from there, if you really want me to be real. I could see somebody making the argument that he is kind of more of a Thierry Henry, where he's coaching players that never reached his heights. Kind of doesn't like the feeling with the, that's not the best word, but sometimes you expect better out of those players. Sometimes it's hard to get them to play that way. But I do think they're underperforming, so if I'm being real. I don't know exactly what you do if you get rid of them, though. So that's my opinion. (77th minute). 1-1. 1-1 draw so far, 77th minute. You almost got me. 77th minute. (1-1), 77 minutes. Getting to 78. Cavalier might earn a draw here that maybe they shouldn't have gotten. And player down hurt for defense force. (1-1). 1-1 draw so far with 12 minutes to go. Headed on. It's about liking this result. Yeah, because that pretty much means they won the group. Even if Defense Force were to beat them. They've beaten Cavalier. They're on 6 points. They have to play Weymouth Wales and Defense Force. I would say that this ends up being a draw. They got one more win. They probably won the group. We'll see what happens with Defense Force. They're on 6 points. Yes. And they have to play two more. One of them being Defense Force, one of them being Weymouth Wales, or I should say, damn it. They've already played Weymouth Wales, kicked their ass. Defense Force, Sabal, Weymouth Wales, Cavalier. '80th minute. Cavalier, Weymouth Wales, Defense Force, Sabal. Who's? I don't see Defense Force being Sabal at home. Exactly. So that's 9 points. Their other game is '80th minute. Playing forward, Cavalier. They need to win this game to have any chance of advancing, and they put it over the bar. Just left Yankee Stadium. I'm in shock because that was an amazing goal. Hey, I'm happy your team won. Still got things to... I am shocked that Columbus is starting to choke, but... it is what it is. 9 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Free kick for Cavalier. Playing forward. Over the top. Here's a chance. Is it a goal? It is. It is. Cavalier. Cavalier have scored. What a defensive mistake. Christopher Ainsworth. Defense Force fell asleep. And Christopher Ainsworth gives Cavalier the win they need to stay alive. Oh my word. He was right there and onside. There ain't no VAR. There ain't no VAR to change it. Christopher Ainsworth with the goal that very likely has given Cavalier life. They stole this game. 2 against the run of play. And it's 2-1 for Cavalier. Yeah, it's offside, but there ain't no VAR to save your ass. I think that was. It's close. But VAR, the referee didn't see it. VAR can't save your ass because the Caribbean clubs, I guess, are cheap. Even though there's already been VAR at this stadium, but I digress. 82nd minute, 2-1 lead for Cavalier. They needed that. They better hold on. 83rd minute. Whether you think it's offside or not. Halftime, 1-0 Austin at the half of their Open Cup match. 84th minute. As of now, what does that do? Cavalier is second place. Defense Force needed this result. They needed to win. They have a chance to beat Sabao. That's going to be tough. Juventus de Cais. Cavalier drew them. They're beating Defense Force. Weymouth Wales. Cavalier should beat, so that's 7 points. Cavalier should finish on 7. Defense Force, this is their second game. They have to beat Weymouth Wales to get to 6 points and get a point off Sabao to be above them. They're already above them in goal differential, but basically as of now, if you are Defense Force, you have to beat the shit out of Weymouth Wales and get a point off Sabao on the road to advance over Cavalier. Because Cavalier should beat the hell out of Weymouth Wales as well. So you got to do better than Cavalier did against Weymouth Wales and get a point against Sabao, which is something Cavalier couldn't do, also on the road. But as of now, Cavalier may have just saved their own ass if they could hold on to this win. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from losing this game. They have a 1-run deficit. Talk about the Blue Jays game. Cavalier has the lead, though. Whether that was slightly offside or not, they have the lead because no VAR. They're still alive. VAR's only in CONCACAF Champions Cup round and Nations League World Cup qualifiers. I know. But they're playing at the National Stadium, which had VAR for those World Cup qualifiers. You're telling me you couldn't just keep it sitting there for this tournament? You can't tell me you couldn't just set up a small TV by the side of some of the other pitches so you could have VAR for this tournament and the Central American Cup? That feels a little bit screwy, but whatever. Either way, 86. Playing forward. Cavalier clears it. Sun scored for LAFC. That's a flyout. All right. Playing forward. That's a free kick for Cavalier. Can they get a third and totally wrap this game up and keep themselves alive? And also in second place as it stands, with 1 game for them to play and 2 for Defense Force to play, and one of them being a hard game. Sabao definitely probably will win this group. The question is, will Cavalier keep themselves alive for a back-to-back championship run in this tournament? When it didn't look pretty for a while. It didn't look pretty for a while, but Cavalier buckled down and got the job, are getting the job done right now. They haven't got it done, but they are getting it done. But the defending champion is showing some defending champion spirit. 2 goals against the run of play, 1 that may have been offside, but no VAR, so we don't know. If the ref didn't catch it, they got away with it. Pretty much. I didn't say that's what I thought. I'm just saying. Chad James on for Massacott, who scored the first goal for Cavalier. When he was one-on-one with the goalie, all he had to do was put it past him, and he put it past him. 88th minute. Free kick for Cavalier from far out. Here's a chance off the wall. Okay, but that is still alive. Ball crossed in. Could it be? Header brought down. Offside. 88th minute. That's a second out on the Tampa Bay Rays. A fly out. And the Blue Jays, if they get their third out, they have a one-run deficit going to the bottom of the ninth and the top of the ninth with 3 outs to tie this game up or win. Because, yeah, we're paying attention to the Blue Jays as well. They're damn near a playoff team, so because they should be making it. That's why they're damn near. But with that being said, 89th minute. Blue Jays. Yes. 89th minute. Headed away. 1 minute plus stoppage time to go. Man, if Cavalier could hold, they might just have saved their back-to-back run, possible back-to-back run. Of course, they still got to earn it, but the chance to go back-to-back. 89th minute. And that's a fly out, 3 outs away for the Blue Jays. Hell, I might just stay on until they get it done. 89th minute. And there's a Cavalier or a Defense Force player down who just dived. Went and slid down. 89-30. No, he's up. Wait, no, he's not. He's still down. What happened? '90th minute. Cavalier leads 2-1 over Defense Force. Playing forward. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, off the goalie. But Defense Force can clear. 4 minutes of stoppage time before we have a winning team. Cavalier had to win this game to stay alive, and it put him back in second place with 1 game to play. That being against Weymouth Wales, the worst team, probably one of the worst teams that have been in this tournament. Probably. 91st minute, 2-1. We'll be live tomorrow for Robin Hood versus O&M FC, and a review for that as well. Three minutes to go. Playing forward over the top. Brought down. Over the bar. That was the chance to tie it up. There's a corner. Molino could have tied it. Halfway through stoppage time by the time they take this corner. And Vladdy just popped out. 2 outs away. '92nd minute. Come on, at least a draw. "93 minutes. "1 minute to go. Headed on. Clear away. Free kick for Cavalier in the final minute. Sabao game versus Juve is a home game because Haitian teams played the Dominican Republic. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they're going to play it at Sabao Stadium, though. That would be a absolute, what's the word? Conflict of interest. I would bet it's probably Mocha Stadium. Probably. 20 seconds to go. 2 outs. Kirk grounded out. It's up to Ty France to hit a home run and keep it alive. He won't. What if he did, though? 94th minute. Foul ball by Ty France. Looks like the Blue Jays' 6-game winning streak will be over. They will not get to 7. It looks like it, but we'll see what happens. Can Ty France hit a homer and send us to extras at the very least? Be funny if Clement and France went back-to-back on homers. That would be funny. 95th minute. Yellow card. Yellow card for Kevin Molino. They were discussing whether it should have been a card or not, I guess. Free kick for Cavalier. Over the bar. Should be a goal kick. And that should be it. Should be. Goal kick taken. Short, which that's just crazy. And that's the end of the game. The Blue Jays lose 2-1 to the Tampa Bay Rays. Houston's at least still beating Texas. There's that. You're going to lose some. 96th minute, goal kick. As of now, Cavalier is second place. And they've won. It's full time. Full time 2-1 for Cavalier FC. They get the win, and now they're sitting second place in their group with 1 game to play. They will probably win that game and be on 7 points. If they do that, Defense Force has to beat Weymouth Wales as well and get a point off Sabal to advance. Basically, all Cavalier has to do is win and pray. Win and pray. Let's see what week that game is played. Let's see what week that game is played. Next week, Cavalier has the bye. October 1st, Cibao plays Defence Force. Weymouth Wales plays Cavalier. Defence Force will be in with a shot. They will be sitting on 4 points. Well, 6 points after beating Weymouth Wales. Cavalier will be on 4. So going into match day 5, Defence Force will be second place. Cavalier playing the team that they should beat. Cibao versus Defence Force is playing that same night. Defence Force would have to get a point. And Cavalier would have to do worse against Weymouth Wales than Defence Force did. That'll be interesting. So, October 1st, we'll find out if Cavalier pulls off the comeback. Defence Force is going to have to draw and pray. Win, draw, and pray. It's going to be interesting. With that being said, if you liked this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. And I'll see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, for the live watch along and review of Robin Hood versus O&M FC. So that one should be interesting. We'll be back tomorrow. An early show, so no problems there. I'll see you tomorrow, later tonight and tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.